Good morning. So it would appear that we're in chapter 7 today. I've just been thinking, I've been talking to a lot of my friends and family, and there's a lot of trouble going on, a lot of struggle and trouble, and it seems like people are really going through it right now. And it's unfortunate, but I think that the best thing you can do in these situations is to remember that God is the one who represents you, and nothing happens except by his hand. And so while he may not be the one doing this to you, he does allow it, and there's a reason. And so I think that prayer is an important tool, and it's often overlooked. But anyways, maybe I'll get more to that after. But for now, there it is. Okay, I think we're in chapter 7, so we're just going to read chapter 7 and go from there. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her with her words. A little bit of predictive reading going on. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youth a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner. And he went the way to her house, in the twilight and the evening, in the black and dark night. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn, her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, lieth in wait in every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me this day, have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with love. For the good man is not at home, he is gone a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks. Till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not what it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her paths. For she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Wow, don't do that. It is really interesting to me how often this subject comes up in Proverbs. And it's a testament to how susceptible men are to this, the whorish woman. And I think that for most of men's downfalls, I think that this is probably the most severe. Clearly it's like we're commanded to establish our path, and it's her that is kind of used as a tool by the enemy. And this is not to say, this has nothing to do with women. It is the weapon of a woman, and because, in just prior chapters, even in this chapter, it talks about wisdom as being the feminine trait. And so there's this duality to the female, it seems like, that is kind of portrayed here. And it seems like your success heavily depends on which side you pursue, and that's like his constant warning is pursue wisdom, pursue wisdom, pursue wisdom, pursue wisdom. And then also, do not pursue this, do not pursue this. And so it's like, I feel like that's a large part of this, especially, I know chapter 7 is pretty much all about that, but it comes up several times. So it's like, that is an important thing to take into account. Lust is a dangerous weapon that is used against men and women, of course, but I think that, especially at least here, it's speaking to men in that regard. I think as women, at least, again, I have no room to speak on this subject, but this is just my thoughts. But I think if I was reading this as a woman, I would probably want to be taking notes and saying, what are these behaviors that I can avoid? Because nobody wants to think of themselves in that light. And I think men need to do this too, in every respect. I think, at least when I read the word, I try to measure myself. It's fun to measure yourself against a righteous man and say, I do that, I'm wise, but the truth is, it's like, this book is here for reproof. And so if an area is not reproving you, you're probably doing okay. But if something stands out to you that feels like maybe it's something that you do, that's kind of the whole point. It's like, it kind of convicts you. And so I think reading through it with the lens of, what can I do better? What can I cease to do, In these situations, like, for me, it's telling me to avoid this. It's avoid the strange woman. It's, because I'm that fool. And I can be that fool. I'm young and I'm going around, and you're gonna get caught in a trap if you're not being careful. And so hold to wisdom. Oh boy. Anyways, it's just far too easy for me to burn through minutes and minutes of time yammering. So I'm gonna read chapter 8 as well. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? See, now here comes the duality. She standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Herefore I will speak of excellent things, and an opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding, I have strength. By me kings reign, and princes decree justice. By me princes rule, and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. I lead in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will find their treasures. I will fill their treasures. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. See, this is kind of the scripture I was referring to a little while ago. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth, when there were no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depths. When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountains of the deep. When he gave the sea his decree, that the water should not pass his commandment. When he appointed the foundations of the earth. Then I was by him, as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth. And my delights were with the sons of men. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. A lot of chapters seeming to end with death. I love this. I love this. There's such a duality here. You know, on the one hand, there's this strange woman, and she is attempting to snare the young man. And then there's wisdom, and she's trying to redeem the young man. It's like she's she's warning, and she's saying, don't do these things, do these things. How long will you be simple? Get wisdom. Get wisdom. That's what I want. I want wisdom. That's why I'm reading this. That's why you should too. But anyways, I think that there's a lot of people that need help. They need help right now, and not the kind of help that man can give them. It's not like I'm gonna come to your house and work. I'm gonna come to. That's good. That's also a good thing. But it seems to me that there's a need. People need God. They need redemption. They need salvation. They need help. Real help, you know. And I believe that it is our duty as believers to be the agents of God. We need to. An agent is someone who is representative of someone else's will or someone else's interests. Is the word I'm looking for. It's like, what is God interested in? And what does that mean for me as an agent of God? You know, because the workers of evil have their agents, and there's plenty of evil in the world, and people who are ready and willing to execute the will of the evil ones. And so what are we doing? You know, it's like, I think that the agents of heaven need to be prepared, as well as just vigilant. You know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of bad things happening. And if we're not going to be the ones praying and trying to fulfill his will here on earth, what are we really doing? I can't remember where the scripture is, but it says, the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. I believe that's close to the wording. And I think that we really take that too lightly. I mean, it's one thing to pray and to be like, God, bless my day, give me... Nothing wrong with that. But I think that we need to intercede for one another. There's a great deal of tribulation happening to people, and we're not really here for it. We're just living our own lives in our own little echo chambers, in our own little boxes. And so I would encourage people to bow down. And I mean, that's the thing, is I think there's a way to pray that is really lost to the Christians these days, and it's just a surface trivial prayer. And again, there is nothing wrong with that. I'm never going to say that doing that is a bad thing, but I think there's a deeper level that we ignore, and I don't think it should be ignored anymore. It's like we need to appeal to heaven as like a courtroom. Like you come before him, you bow down, and you say, use me as a vessel. And yeah, there are people that need it, and I think it's our job to do that. So anyways, this video's gone far too long yet again, but that's all I got.